Hey everyone, my name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. If you guys like making money, subscribe to the channel. If you like this content, click the thumbs up button. I'm reading an article here. I agree with the article, and it's supporting evidence of a potential oil price, we'll call it shock almost. And I just want to go over a couple of things that this article touches on. It says how oil shortages are born. It says crude oil shortages are often born in a period of oversupply. The recent crash in oil prices due to COVID-19 demand destruction has set in motion the largest energy investment pullback in history. This is being confirmed in a new report from the International Energy Agency. The IEA says that COVID-19 pandemic has set in motion the most significant drop in global energy investment in history, with spending expected to plunge in every significant sector this year, from fossil fuels to renewables and efficiency. Now check this out. The IEA reports that at the start of 2020, global energy investment was on track for a growth of around 2%, which would have been the largest annual rise in spending in 6 years. But after COVID-19 crisis brought large swaths of the world economy to a standstill in a matter of months, annual global investment is now expected to plummet by 20%, or almost $400 billion. The historic plunge in global energy investment is deeply troubling for many reasons. It means lost jobs and economic opportunities today, as well as lost energy supply that we might well need tomorrow once the economy recovers. The slowdown in spending on key clean energy technologies also risks undermining the much-needed transition to more resilient and sustainable energy systems. Investment in shale is anticipated to fall by 50% in 2020, and that is going to reduce U.S. oil and gas output. Millions of barrels of future oil supply will not be there as the industry recovers from its trillion-dollar COVID-19 hit. For oil traders, they know that as demand comes back, supply will tighten, and it looks like the market will be in balance in just a few months, justifying the oil market's historic price snapback. Donald Trump is displeased with China over its efforts to crack down on Hong Kong. So what we're seeing here, and I completely agree, is we have COVID is the housing market. I'm going to step back and do a parallel here, do an analogy. So the real estate market had a massive problem in 2007, 2008, 2009 during that crash. What it set up was that's the base or the seed to grow the largest housing boom that we'll probably see for a very long time, because it developed massive housing shortage in new home builds, which is now manifesting itself today. Now, the housing market is a much slower moving than the oil market. COVID screwed up the oil market, and investment money going into find and develop oil pulled way back. So if and when we have a recovery here, if people this next summer start traveling and the demand really comes back, the supply isn't there. You could see a huge supply shock on the oil side in terms of prices. And I've talked about this in a video or two before, but the underinvestment in oil and how drastic it's been should get you worried, because oil could have a moonshot. I don't know how high, who knows, but the underinvestment's there. The seeds have already been sown. We're going to see what demand does and if supply can even respond. And I don't think the Middle East, OPEC, can bring on that much supply. I think you're going to be surprised, because I don't think they're investing tons of money either when oil was in the 20s or 30s or $40 a barrel. So I've got my eye on oil. I'm putting some more money into oil just in case, and I think with high probability that you're going to see an oil price, I won't call it a shock, but you're going to see oil prices be very strong, I think sooner than what most people think. And one thing that's going to be very deceiving in this move is that you're going to see the oil inventories go way up, which we've seen. Then they're going to get drawn way down because the supply isn't going to be continually fed. It's going to be cut off at some point, and it's going to take some months to work its way through. And I think it's working its way through very soon. So I'm looking at charts. I'm looking at some of these companies, and you notice that I'm posting some other videos on companies that I think subscribers had chosen, and I think they're pretty good picks. So I'm starting to scale into those to take advantage of what I think we're going to see on the oil markets coming up, either 2021, at latest 2022. And if we have a vaccine that comes on, which we do, and it gets distributed at the same time, perhaps that demand's going to snap back and the supply won't. So I just wanted to get this in front of everybody to talk about oil and the potential underinvestment that we have massive underinvestment in oil and the potential oil price shock that could come. So if you guys like this content, give me the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. This is Finding Value.